I wanted to do a video about the difference between taxes and donations. Recently, there was a increase to the taxes here in Norfolk of a very small amount for the library, for expansion for the library. Now, I am all for spending more money to improve the library. I am absolutely against the tax. The library should have to work for donations in order to be improved. When you don't have to earn that money, when it's a guaranteed percentage every year taken away from the community, it loses incentive to provide what the community needs and gains incentive to work with the government to do certain things the way that saves the government money. A lot of government programs and stuff might run through there, and you might get the money that way instead of having to supply what the community needs and work with the community to do things. Also, it loses the incentive to spend the money wisely. Who's going to spend the money more wisely? Someone who's had to spend their time, effort, and energy to get the donations and collect them and do a bunch of volunteer work, or someone who just gets the money every year from taxes? Does the government have any incentive to spend your money wisely? It's very, very little. You're probably going to spend your money more wisely, on average, depending who you are and where you live, than the government will, because the government doesn't have to earn it the way you do. The government didn't have to put in, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 52 weeks in a row in order to buy a house. The government didn't have to do that. The government can just tax away 1% here, 1% there, and then when it buys the houses, there's all this incentive for under-the-table deals and to choose winners and losers. So that's why I think you really have to be careful about taxing people for something that should be done through donations. I think you get a lot more efficient, more wise spending of the money if it comes in through donations rather than through taxes, just because of the incentives that are present on both sides of the equation, and because of the possibility for because who's going to be involved? People who want to control the money and stuff are going to go for government. People who want to work for a cause or to help the community and want to volunteer, those kind of people, they're going to go into like donations and stuff. They're going to do it that way. They're going to take personal action. And the other part of it, with government taxes, you're forced to pay them. It's the government force is used to take your money. Whereas with donations, it's a voluntary thing. If you see an organization's doing good, you pay it. If it's not doing good or it's doing something you don't approve of, you don't have to pay it. Donations are totally the way to go with this library. I would spend hours of my day going around collecting donations for the library for several weeks, if need be, to get money for that expansion. But I super oppose the tax. The tax is not the right way to do it. Same with Main Street. If the businesses on Main Street wanted to make it look really pretty, they can pool their money to do that. They don't need to tax the whole town for it. Alright, well, that's what I have to say about it anyway.